Story 1. The Stone That Watched. Long before maps had names, there was a valley where a single stone stood upright, taller than any man. Ancient people believed it was a god turned to rock. At night, travelers swore the stone changed position, always facing whoever dared to look at it. Villagers said the stone did not move itself. It simply watched, and being watched was enough to make people lose their way. Those who slept near it dreamed of their entire lives passing in a single night, aging in their sleep, waking with white hair and empty eyes. When the valley was finally abandoned, the stone remained. Even now, shepherds avoid the place because shadows around the stone fall in the wrong direction, as if the sun itself refuses to look at it. Story 2. The Library Beneath the Sand. In an ancient desert city, priests built a library underground to protect knowledge from fire and war. The books were written on stone and bone, describing gods older than the stars. One night, the priests sealed the entrance, claiming the books had begun to whisper. Readers heard their own names spoken softly behind them, though no one else was there. Centuries later, a sandstorm revealed the stairs again. Explorers found the library intact, but every book was blank. Yet when they turned the pages, they felt memories that were not theirs. The next morning, the stairs were gone, and the explorers could no longer remember who they were, only that they had read something they were never meant to understand. Story 3. The City That Sank on Purpose. There is a legend of a city that chose to drown itself. Its people believed the sea was a living judge that could forgive all sins. When a great crime was committed, the elders ordered the gates opened and the canals broken. Water rushed in while the people stood silently, accepting their fate. Sailors say that on calm nights, they hear bells ringing from beneath the waves. Sometimes, lights appear deep below, moving like lanterns carried by hands that no longer belong to the living. Ships that follow the lights are never seen again, as if the city is still calling others to join it. Story 4. The Bone Calendar. An ancient tribe marked time using a calendar made of bones, one for each year. They believed the future could be read by listening to the bones at night. Elders pressed their ears against them and claimed to hear warnings of drought, war, and death. One year, a bone cracked on its own. The elders panicked and tried to destroy the calendar, but every broken piece grew back by morning. Soon, the bones began cracking every night, faster and faster, until time itself seemed to rush forward. The tribe vanished, and the calendar was found centuries later, still cracking, counting years no one is left to live. Story 5. The Door Without a Wall. In the ruins of an ancient kingdom, there stands a wooden door frame in the open air. No walls, no house, only the door. Legends say it was built to trap something that could not be killed. The door is always locked, but sometimes it knocks from the other side. Those who open it see a familiar place from their past, warm and safe. If they step through, the door closes behind them forever. The frame remains, waiting, while the thing inside learns new faces and new voices to call others back. Story 6. The Mountain That Breathes. High in the north is a mountain said to breathe like a sleeping giant. Ancient miners carved tunnels into it, but many refused to go deep, claiming the walls were warm and pulsing. Tools left overnight were found bent, as if squeezed by invisible hands. One winter, smoke rose from every tunnel at once, and a sound like a deep sigh echoed across the land. After that, the entrances collapsed. Even today, snow melts faster on that mountain, and hunters say the ground rises and falls beneath their feet, slow and patient. Story 7. The River of Names. An old civilization believed every person was born with two names, one spoken and one known only to the river. Before death, people whispered their secret name into the water, trusting the river to remember them. Over time, the river began to speak back. Travelers heard their own names drifting on the current, even names they had never told anyone. Those who followed the voice were found days later on the riverbank, peaceful, as if they had finally been recognized by something far older than humanity. Story 8. The Crown That Refused Kings. A crown forged in ancient times was said to choose its ruler. Every king who wore it ruled wisely at first, then slowly became silent and distant. They stopped sleeping and spent nights staring into nothing. Eventually, they ordered their own execution, claiming the crown had shown them the end of all things. When the last king died, the crown was locked away. Yet the royal line ended anyway. Servants said they still heard footsteps in the throne room, and the crown was often found turned toward the door, as if waiting for someone worthy enough to be destroyed by it. Story 9. The Village Between Seconds. There are stories of a village that exists only between moments. Ancient travelers claimed to stumble upon it at dusk, where the air felt heavy and time slowed. Fires burned without smoke, and people moved as if underwater. Those who stayed too long returned to the world centuries later, unchanged, while everyone they knew had turned to dust. Others never returned at all, becoming part of the village, trapped forever in the space between 1 second and the next. Story 10. The First Shadow. The oldest legend speaks of a time before shadows existed. When the first fire was lit, a dark shape appeared on the cave wall, moving on its own. The elders said it was fear-given form. They tried to erase it, but every flame made it clearer. When dawn came, the shadow did not disappear. It followed humanity out of the caves and across the world. Ancient texts say every shadow today is a piece of that first one, still watching, still remembering the moment it was born.